I was searching for someone to help bring along my songwriting, and that was the beginning of that journey. Probably took me about 18 months to 2 years, just about. And then through the lovely power of social media and the internet, I came across one of Jeff's songs on his website that was for Magic Brew Studios.
Magic Brew Studios.
Yeah, and by an artist that he was working with then, and heard the song, heard the production value, and thought, geez, you know, it would be great to kind of connect with that person and see what could come out of it.
Yeah.
So that led to us having a meeting.
Yeah. I remember you showing up with your friend Tish and at the door and thinking, okay, first of all, she brought somebody with her because who is this guy who has a studio in his basement?
Right.
Right.
You never know.
Out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, on the internet, and but I had been doing that kind of work for a while, and you know, I used to be a banker, but I'd retired from that and had been dabbling in the production, you know, for a few other artists, and honing my craft, and lo and behold, she came in and with a hidden agenda. So the original agenda was to come in and do some demos, like to do some demos, and but that didn't take long. I remember we sat down in the basement and we were chatting about doing demos and those kind of things, and then all of a sudden, I don't know how you came around to it. You said, well, actually, what I really want to do is, what I'm really looking for is a songwriter, someone to write songs with, someone with different skills than I have.
Right.
And I was open-minded at the time, right? And I just remember saying, I remember what I said was, well, let's try.
Yeah.
Let's just try. Like, we've no harm, no foul. Why don't we get together and try and write a song together?
Give it a go.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's how we started.
Yeah.
And then, but boy, the journey really took off after that, because it was writing some songs, a little bit of a slow start, right? We had months of kind of dabbling in songwriting.
Yeah. And then you produced one of the songs that I had written.
Yeah.
And what happened from there is I received a Josie Music Award nomination for Song of the Year in the Country category. So I thought, you know, Jeff was instrumental in that sort of happening for me. And I thought, you know, I might as well invite them along and see if they want to travel down to Nashville and go to this award show. And so that graciously they did. And we had a great time, and through that experience, got to know each other a lot better. And
it was really important for us to do that.
And we had some songs at that point in time.
We had 3 songs.
We had 3 songs. Yeah. So when we went to Nashville, I have a contact there, a gentleman by the name of Bill Warner. He has Warner Works Studio, and I've done demos with him in the past. So we reached out to him, and we thought we would, while we were down there for the Josies, we'd hook up with him and go to his studio and do some demos there. So we did those 3 songs, and we came back, and through that process, we decided, I think that was when JJ Roots was born.
That's when it was formed. Yeah, you came up with the name JJ Roots, and then it was like, okay, we got some real work to do here.
Right.
But we knew that you had already had contacts with CIOE actually at that point. You'd already been on the radio. You've been on the Wolf's Den. You've been talking to Bob Purcell, different people.
Well, it was Bob actually who invited me in the very first time, and at that point in time, which is before I met you, at that point in time, I was pretty well, I thought, done.
Yeah.
With music. I thought, okay, well now's the time that I've got to kind of look at the hard facts here and get a real job and start moving on. And Bob called me, and CIOE kind of breathed life back into those dreams and that passion, and that's sort of what fanned the flames, leading to JJ, the development of JJ Roots, and then we decided that we were going to give it a go with JJ Roots, and we're going to put out an album. And through our contacts here at CIOE, we did.
Well, CIOE was really important at the start because it gave us a deadline.
Yeah.
We came in and we talked to Jim, the station owner, Jim Robson. We talked about the new venture.
Right.
Where we had some interviews with Wayne, and we came in and did some work on some of the talked about the 3 songs we had been working on, and got some good feedback on those.
That's right.
But because there was interest from the station in here in having us come and do a debut of our new CD, which we didn't have, by the way.
That's right.
So we didn't have a CD at the time.
We were working on it.
Right,
But...
we had 3 songs.
Right.
So by putting that deadline and agreeing to do that with CIOE, as it turns out, we pushed it out till the following April.
Yeah.
That actually gave us the impetus to really, the deadline and the timelines for us to really start working hard.
Right, grinding.
Writing the material, and little by little recording the material.
Yeah.
And then finally, so that pushed us right through to this past April.
That's right.
Where
April 28th.
we had our debut here at
That's
CIOE
right.
with our new album.
Yeah.
A full album produced by Ryan Osborne.
Yeah. It's been a whirlwind, to be honest. I don't think either one of us thought that we would get so far along so quickly. The most amazing part, I think, to both of us, I think I can speak for you on this as well, on this journey, has just been the amazing people that we have met.
No question.
Absolutely, and the experiences that we get to have with them.
Yeah.
Whether it's doing concerts or whether it's going to conferences and meeting people there, coming here to see other artists perform was amazing. And actually it influences our music and influences us as artists.
Sure it does.
Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you've hit the nail right on the head, which is what you can everything has happened faster and bigger than we could have anticipated in the time that we've been doing this, and absolutely no question, the biggest impact has been that we're still getting used to is the impact of the music and the shows on people that come to see us, and we're so lucky to the way our shows are structured that we get a chance to spend time with them. We typically have done fairly small shows, so we're able to talk to people during the shows and in the middle of shows and after.
Yeah, it's very interactive, I think, with us as an act.
Yeah.
Like we really enjoy that one-on-one and kind of sharing that energy and excitement with people who are in the audience and seeing that reaction.
Well, the adjustment is still going on because it's like it's overwhelming to us at times when someone comes up to you and they tell you about how your music impacts them, how your performance has impacted them. It's extraordinarily rewarding because that's why we do it. I mean, we're all about the music. I mean, Jocelyn and I always say that and we don't like to say this too loud, but whether this is economically successful or not, one of our goals is that we will always be writing music together and writing great songs.
Because it's always all about the song.
It's always about the song.
To take from Dylan.
It's true, but it is about that, and that's the biggest joy we have.
That's right.
The biggest joy we have is when we write something.
Yes.
The second biggest joy is when we actually take it to the public, and they also feel the same way we do about it.
That's right. Yeah.
And but ultimately it starts with that creation, and we were both artists that way. And but people, I'm dumbfounded sometimes and totally overwhelmed by the response of some people when sometimes I've had people stand in front of me for 10 minutes, no joke, telling me how over and over again how this has impacted them.
That's right.
And
actually dissect the songs.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, and how it relates to them in their life. I mean, that's the most important thing, I think, as an artist. Like, when you get that moment with someone that you've never met before, and they attach to one of your songs because it relates to them in their life, that's what it's all about, to me.
Yeah, and it's every part of what we do. I mean, some people relate to Jocelyn's voice. Some people relate to the lyrics. Some people relate to the guitars.
That's right.
Some people, and then that's only the fans, and I have trouble saying that word sometimes. I have trouble saying two things. That one, that I'm an artist, because I was a banker for 20 years, but now I'm an artist. Yeah. And two, that we have fans. That's people have fans, but we have people come to our shows and give us positive feedback. Those are fans, but that's only a part of this. the other part of this, as you said, is the other artists, but we have friends and family that have been supporting us along this journey. This all came to a head when we were in Tennessee at Dollywood, and
in the Celebrity Stage Theater.
But it came to a head for me, Jocelyn, when we didn't think we were going to win an award, and we did. And my wife Donna was standing beside us, and she was beyond happy with our success. And I don't know why I didn't see it coming, but I didn't see it to that extent. It just showed. And my parents and Jack and our family and friends all around us are so happy and take such ownership of what we do. And identify with it so strongly. That's still an adjustment, to it, and the opportunities. It's a little scary too, because imagine, like I said to Jocelyn, sometimes, okay, we just talked to 20 people about the concert we just did, and we got, we don't anticipate the reactions. And we said, well, imagine if there was 20,000 people there. How would you try to adjust to that, right?
I don't know. I won't know until I get there, I guess.
Well, you can't talk to 20,000, obviously. Let's wait till we have that problem. We'll
exactly.
Right? But it's just it's like the other story I tell about this band, this duo, is that there's a story about how if you put a frog in a pot on a stove in cold water, and you turn the stove up, the frog will gradually the water gets hotter and hotter. But the frog, because it only happens so gradually, the frog never jumps out because they don't realize something's changed. And next thing they know, it's too hot. Well, that's kind of what our journey has been like. It's like we start off with an idea, and then it just keeps getting a little warmer and a little bit warmer and a little warmer. So, and it's where we are today, and it's not what we thought. Like even after their concert here in April, when we went to the ECMAs, we got feedback that blew our minds.
Oh my gosh!
Right? So it's like, and we're still now. I still every once in a while can tell, hey, wait a minute, now I'm on the pot on the stove here. Should I be jumping out of this pot? This is getting hot.
The water's getting a little warm. I'm not really sure when it happened, to be quite honest, just because I'm amazed every single time we go out and we perform someplace. I'm always amazed at the feedback that we get and the participation from the audience and how much they're appreciating what we've created.
And you know what? And we're still just getting started.
We really are.
Right? I mean, it's been a year that we've been together, right, doing this officially.
And in 1 year, we from going from the Josies with one nomination for myself, with you producing that song. We released our album here at our debut concert here at CIOE on April 28th. And on September 8th, we were nominated for 5 Josie Music Awards, and we actually won an overall category of Folk Americana Duo Group of the Year. So, I mean, I don't know when it happened in between there. All I know is I'm still reeling from it all.
Well, what it is keeps changing.
Yes.
Right? You know what I mean? And how strong it's going to get is yet to be told.
That's
We've done things fairly uniquely in terms of creating a lot of the events that we've played at in the last year were things that we've created by partnering with different organizations, whether it was the Graham and Ann Museum or the Carol's Corner Community Center or a home concert or a debut concert at CIOE.
Or CIOE did the Spats Theater event. That was cool. Crazy good.
And we played outdoors at Foodland one, to support a local baseball team, right? That's right. So we specialize in being creative, and we know we have some creative events that are coming up that we can't announce yet. But that's what we're doing. We're reaching out and partnering with different community organizations, from radio stations to community organizations to theaters to new venues, you name it. Right? So
there's lots on the go.
You're talking to me like you got something to say.